as shopping. I mean, if shopping is easy for you, or as easy as something that you enjoy, how can you make dating easy, fun, and how can it be something that you are also successful in, where you attract men that you are really into and they're also into you? So, I've been shopping recently quite a bit. For example, I got this piece new and I just love it, and some other pieces. And honestly, it's the first year ever where I enjoy shopping, where I really, really, truly enjoy it. I used to feel overwhelmed. I used to feel rushed. I couldn't decide. I would much rather wear the same piece of clothes every day than shop something new. And it was something that just was difficult for me. It might be easy for you, but for me, it wasn't. And I made it happen that shopping became easy, fun, life giving. And then at the end, I was buying beautiful pieces that I absolutely love. And one disclaimer here, this process of being successful in different areas and making it easy, I did in also other life areas. Like, for example, with money. Yeah, from it's stressful to earn money, it's there's not enough money, or if I spend money, I feel anxiety to, really abundance and ease around it and feeling supported. So, whatever I'm about to share with you here, it applies in all life areas, also with workouts, with your health. So, you can really apply it to everything. That is one of the reasons why, when you work with me, yes, we are going to focus on dating and relationships, but a lot of my clients work also on other life areas because these concepts really touch all life areas, and how you do one thing, you do everything. But admittedly, for me, in the last years, it was a process where I changed the association with and the way I do things, first in dating and relationships, then with money, then with fitness, then with my business. Like, it was one thing at a time, whatever I felt was most urgent. And the recent one was the shopping, because it wasn't really urgent for me. I mean, I would just wear something and it was fine. Yeah. Hi, everybody. Say hi in the comments. Say where you're from and tell me if you ever had this experience where things are just difficult and that's why you just don't do them. Yeah, that's why I just never went shopping, because I felt overwhelmed. I felt like it's too difficult. Like, I just didn't feel good, If I really needed something to wear, I would go get it, but it wasn't like something that I would enjoy and try on the clothes. And same as with dating. A lot of women come to me, tell me, when I'm really, really needing a man because I'm so lonely, okay, I will go and date. But first of all, this is not the best situation for you to be dating, because you might be overseeing red flags, you might be staying too long in a relationship, just like with shopping, honestly, because I would just get clothes which wouldn't fit me perfectly, but I was like, okay, I have something to wear, whatever. There's a difference between need and desire. And or I would like wear a dress way too long where it's like already like I shouldn't be wearing that anymore. So you might be dating or be with someone way too long where it just doesn't match you anymore. Yeah. And this is the importance, the beauty of that work, that when you operate from need, you might get it done even though it's uncomfortable. But when you desire something and you make the process of it, like the shopping process, dating process, making money process, fun, easy, playful, oh, let's not forget the workout. It's a complete game changer because you are setting yourself up for success. And one more example I can give you here is, for example, my workouts. I used to stress myself, pressure myself. Now I made it so fun, so effortless that I set myself up for success. So before we get to the how to get there, let me take a sip of water. So, and if you desire to work with me one-on-one, make sure to reach out for a free love audit call. The link is in the description box or in my bio. You can also send this video to anyone that's kind of like struggling with dating or finding this difficult. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and say hi in the comments if you're enjoying it. Okay, let's get started. Okay. Someone is asking, do you feel interest in spirituality? Absolutely, yes. I use spirituality every single day. It it just makes my life so much better, just like food is so much better with spices. Yes, spirituality is like part of manifestation, and why not using it? Like I always, oh, that's another whole video. I always manifest whatever I desire, and spirituality is one big key on that. But okay, let's go back to the topic. We're gonna make another live stream about spirituality. Today we're talking about dating and how to make it fun. So I was like obviously going to the changing room in the stores, or also sometimes, yeah, I was also ordering online, right? And this time around, I made shopping fun, easy, playful. What did I what did I change? Number one, I decided it's going to be fun, easy, and playful. I simply decided. Usually I would like go into the store, even like shop online and be like, oh no, another task to do. Okay, let's get this over with. So I just simply decided it's going to be fun. And I did this also with other life areas before. Yeah. So with dating, even if it feels like a task, a duty right now, or maybe you're not successful in it, I want you to decide internally whatever it takes, it's going to be fun. It's going to be successful. I'm going to set myself up for success. And I did exactly that in the topic of dating too. Just already years ago, before I even become a dating and relationship coach, I decided it's going to be fun. If you watched my other videos, you know my story. Like dating wasn't fun for me. I didn't know my worth. I didn't know how to set boundaries. I didn't know how to date. Like it was painful. I would like accept bad behavior. So, it wasn't fun, but I decided it's going to be, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes. And part of my journey was also hiring a dating and relationship coach, and that really speed up my process. Okay. So decide that dating and relationships are going to be fun, are going to be easy, are going to be, you're going to be successful in that. And this is how I decided years ago, and this is how I recently decided about shopping. Yeah. So changing the mindset, number one, very important. And your whole brain is going to resist that. Like, no, this is not fun. This is not enjoyable, but you have to decide. Okay, even if your brain says no, your whole body resists. Like, take my word as your faith that it's possible, because not only I did that, I changed my life completely. I have helped hundred of women, also some men, to do that shift. So it is 100% possible. Dating doesn't have to be something that you see as a task. And you know why this matters? Because when you have to, I don't know, do your laundry and you're like, oh no, to do it, you kind of like postpone it and it takes so long. But when you do something fun, like maybe cooking your favorite meal or watching your favorite show, it's effortless. The time goes by fast. And so it really, really matters how you see dating. Yeah. So first of all, I decided it's going to be fun. Number two, I stopped overwhelming myself. Yeah, because when you are shopping and you take like a million clothes, it's overwhelming, right? So I just got clear what exactly do I need. And for example, I got clear that I want like some shirts that fit like a skirt or maybe some pants that look kind of like classy, but also, still feminine and I feel comfortable in it. And like the colors that really match me are like brown really matches me well. So I got really clear and I stopped overwhelming myself. And I want you to do that in dating too, regardless if you're a man or a woman. Get clear what you want. Especially as a woman, you need to get crystal clear and not emotional when you're dating, but like really clear what is it that you want in a man. I talk about this love list in detail in my How to Date a Millionaire course. The link is in the description box, so you can definitely check that out. It's my best selling course and it already helped hundreds of women into successful dating. So get clear what you want. What are your non-negotiables? What are your red flags? Get really, 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 really clear and honest with yourself. And don't lie to yourself when you meet that cute guy and be like, yeah, maybe I want it. This is how I do it in shopping all the time. Like I find that beautiful pink girly dress that has like so much like extras, and I'm like, okay, I think I want it. Like, no, I did not want it. I will never wear it anywhere. um so be clear, and then only just like I only then took a few pieces to the changing room. You date then those men who actually fit you and not the people. And you don't go out with men where you from the beginning know it's just not a match. And even with those cute guys, you get to be strict then. Yeah, cuteness doesn't excuse the lack of loveless. Just like this one dress was really cute on me, I just will never wear it. Like, this is not what I want. Okay, it goes both ways. It goes for women and men. Just know what you want. Okay, so the next point is anxiety. Anxiety, overwhelm, and that is maybe a little bit more difficult to do by yourself because it goes oftentimes deeper. The state of feeling overwhelmed, the state of anxiety, the state of the fear of maybe making the wrong decision, yeah, in all life areas, but let's not talk about dating, is real. And when you are in fear, when you are in anxiety, you're on a highway to failure. I'm gonna repeat that. When you act out of fear, when you act out of anxiety, you are on a highway to failure because you are manifesting exactly your fear, exactly what you're anxious about. Or maybe it just blocks you completely. And when you think about it, you know a ton of examples in your life where this happened. You were afraid of something, and then maybe you got paralyzed, or some people go into fight, flight, freeze, right? It depends on your um, personality type, but you don't really make calm, conscious decisions. So, for example, when you have anxiety, I used to have anxiety about shopping, and at the end, I would just not buy anything because I just felt anxious to do a mistake. I just felt anxious to, and I know it sounds crazy, but I just had anxiety about it. I had anxiety, by the way, about so many things in my life, which step by step I've been able to heal and change. I literally had anxiety about public speaking. Like years ago, when you would tell me to public speak like this, or in the public sing something, or be even around like a crowd of people, I would get anxiety. So I really had to work on that. And hi, everybody, say hi in the comments. And how do you work on anxiety? Maybe, and by the way, anxiety doesn't always show up as anxiety. You know the concept of anxious and avoidant attachment, right? So, anxious attachment, in the similarity of shopping, would be I buy all the clothes. Avoidant attachment would be like, ah, nothing is good for me, go away. Same as in dating. Anxiety and fear sometimes shows up as high standards. I want you to have high standards. Don't get me wrong. You get to have high standards. But anxiety sometimes makes you say, oh, this guy isn't good for me because his shoes are not in style, or his hair has like the wrong haircut. These are not reasons to say goodbye to a man. And again, I'm speaking to women, and because most of my clients are women, but when you are watching as a man, be self-aware too. When you are dating and you say, oh, this girl, her t-shirt color is like not not girly enough. Like, write those obstacles, high standards down and show it 10 people. And if they tell you, like, you must be kidding me, you're ridiculous, because of the haircut, you're gonna reject this person, because of the color of the t-shirt, or because the way they looked. You know, when you show it to people and they're like, mm-mm, mm-mm, you know that this is fear and anxiety underneath it, and it shows up sometimes as cockiness, as arrogance, as high standards. And so many people don't know that. Yeah. And if you don't feel like talking about this with your friends and family, and sometimes they don't give the best advice anyways because they speak from their own limiting beliefs, fears, please, please, please reach out for a free love audit call because you're with it. Dating and finding your life partner is one of the, no, it is the most important decision of your life. It can cost you years of suffering if you choose the wrong person. And I'm an expert in being able to help you make the process easy, fun, but also successful, where you find the right person who is a beautiful match for you. You can also go to my testimonials playlist and see all of the beautiful souls that already went this journey with me and had successful relationships. And when you work with me, I'll be definitely able to tell you, okay, this is not your standard, this is your anxiety speaking. Let's fix that anxiety. Okay, so there definitely is a difference. Okay, one second. So how do you fix that anxiety? As I mentioned, doing it alone might be a bit difficult, but when we work together, I would look with you on, are there any limiting beliefs in terms of, okay, is this underlying fear caused by maybe the belief that I will lose my freedom when I'm with someone? You know, and then we really look into this. Okay, what kind of freedom will you lose? And what kind of person do you want to be with where you don't lose your freedom? Yeah. So for me, right now I change a little bit But for me, it used to be very important that the person I'm with is location free, because I was location free, and I wanted to travel, I wanted to be here and there. And that used to be really important for me because I felt like otherwise my freedom would be taken away. I did change that by now because I just travel so much that I just don't mind to be in one place at this point. But there's no right or wrong. You just get to ask yourself what is underneath, and sometimes it's just so difficult to spot. You know why? Because your brain is going to convince you that what you're thinking is the truth. And then you kind of like have the situation where you stand like in a forest with a lot of trees, and you just don't know how to get out of that. So having this outside perspective is definitely going to help you see things clearly in like 2 seconds. I'm like at this point super trained to see patterns and spots. Okay, this plus sometimes it's also trauma, sometimes it's childhood conditioning. So I'm a trauma informed coach where we would have to go really deep and see, okay, what is underneath there? Like, can we heal that so that you get to go into dating in a relaxed state? You have no idea how many women come to me and they approach dating with anxiety, and they don't even notice that they have anxiety because all they say is like, this guy had like a little bit of chubbiness here, like just a tiny bit, so he's out. Like, I'm not gonna date him. And again, if something is your non-negotiable, you have to have a six-pack, we're gonna figure that out. But a lot of the times, those little things like wrong shoes, like 1% more of body fat, these are all signs of underlying fear and anxiety and limiting beliefs. And we've got to really conquer them so that you get clear, okay, what is it that I really want? And where is my anxiety speaking? So that you don't either attach yourself to somebody that isn't a good match, because that's what anxious attachment does, or you don't throw away all the good men because you're afraid of something. And I know that I'm admitting it, I'm afraid of something. Sometimes it's like, no, I'm not afraid of anything. Maybe we don't have to call it this way, but sometimes there are blockages. It doesn't have to be a fear, it can be a limiting belief, it can be a lifestyle change that we have to really figure out so that you don't sabotage. You don't go into, I'm gonna buy everything, I'm gonna throw everything. You really choose, like when you're shopping, what you want. And the same thing is you really, really choose a man that fits well for you. You don't attach yourself to somebody that is just not a good match just because there are fears, beliefs underneath. Maybe for women who attach themselves to the wrong man, it's like, if it's not him, I will not have anybody else, I will stay single forever, it's either now or never. So we have to be very cautious in these things. And again, those things also go for men, so you've got to be self-aware as well when you see these patterns. Okay, and the last point that I'd like to share here is the point of daily compatibility. Daily compatibility. Sometimes you can't see it in the beginning. It looks amazing. And I've got to show you something. Got to show you something. 1 second. Okay, so just like I got this shirt, and you can see it. And when I wore it in the store, it was just so cute. Like, it also fits I think it really fits my skin color. Yeah, like those Nude colors really fit me well, although I love colors. Like I wish I could wear like bright colors all day, every day, because why not? They are just so lively. But anyways, this color fits me really well. And I realized in daily life, I don't know if I can ever wear this shirt, because when I was trying it on, it was fine. But like in daily life, it's a little bit too tight, you know? It's a little bit too tight, so I cannot breathe fully. And, it also wrinkles, and I don't like pressing clothes. I used to have people doing that for me, but right now I don't. And I just mostly don't have clothes that I don't have to press, like this kind of material I don't have to press. So, it has wrinkles, like it is too tight on my belly, and I wish I didn't remove the tag, so I didn't commit yet, because I could have given it back. But now, whatever, I will just, give it to somebody else if I find somebody who will like this shirt or donate it or something. But yeah, I wish I didn't remove the tag and commit immediately, because in daily life I realized that it's just not a good match. And the same thing is in dating. That's what I'm saying. It's not only about commitment in terms of accepting the ring. It's not about that. It's about when you're dating to not have intimacy too early, because especially for a woman, that is the commitment. Even if you say, oh, I'm just gonna have fun, your body is going to commit to that guy without you signing anything. Your body is going to be attached. Yeah, I mean, this is not new data that women get hormonally attached to a man that they have sexual intimacy with. Yeah, so that's the equivalent of commitment. So, I mean, even with signing the documents, of course, take your time dating, but especially for women, it's so important that you don't have intimacy at least until engagement or best marriage. And when you're engaged in 1 week and married in two, that's not what I'm talking about. Please take time when you're dating. Please take time to get to know the person. Even if everything is perfect on paper, which I hope it is, you got to have your love list. Get to know the personality. How is the person behaving in daily life? How is the person behaving in stressful situations? Yeah. This shirt behaves really poorly in stressful situations. Like, I'm not talking stressful, but like when I want to sit down, bend, breathe. Sorry, it's like all tangled up. But like this shirt is behaving really poorly. I can barely move or breathe in it. So it doesn't work. Yeah. Okay, it was just money here that I lost, whatever. But when you're dating and you commit too early, and I'm all about commitment. I'm never gonna be the one who tells you don't commit. The whole purpose of dating is commitment. But take your time, get to know each other. Wait with the intimacy. It clouds your judgment, especially as a woman or as a man that's also emotionally very in tune with your own emotions, which there are also a lot of men like that. So allow weeks, sometimes months to pass and get to know each other in different situations. And then the one last thing that I'd like to share here that will make a huge difference in dating is become the vibrational, physical, spiritual match to the man that you want to be with. And vice versa. It goes for men too. I've been coaching a few men where they were like, I want a 10 out of 10 woman who works out, but I'm not gonna work out. I want a 10 out of 10 man who works out, but I'm not gonna work out. I'm gonna be telling you here honestly, if you want something in somebody, become the match for that. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, Yeah. And my courses prepare you, especially when it comes to emotional and strategy, to be a match to a top 1% man. Yeah, you learn communications. You, especially as a high achieving woman, men feel repelled from our energy, and this is what happened to me too. I've always looked feminine or good, you could say, but men felt repelled by my energy because I was just so strong, high achieving. I mean, I had multiple businesses. I've been always high achieving in school. I'm a go getter, yeah, and you get to be that, but you also get to develop the emotional dating skills that make you magnetic, irresistible to high value top 1% men. And you get to learn that for free in my masterclass, Become the One. So you get to already get to know my work. And if you enjoyed that, you can check out later my courses in the course overview link, and best just reach out for a free love audit call, because we're gonna be able to see if we can work together, and I'm gonna also if be able to share with you, maybe it's not time yet to work together, but you get to take this or this course. Yeah, so honestly, it's just like with shopping. When you want to wear the tight um, dresses that are really sexy, the easiest is if you become a match for that. Yeah. Dating, I mean, everything is easy when you are a match for that. Yeah. So just like in shopping, when I have a body that fits well into those dresses, yeah, I can show you a little bit. Yeah. When I have a body that looks good and fits well in these dresses, I don't know if you can see that. I think a little bit. Yeah. It's effortless. It's easy. I walk into any store and any any dress fits me well. Then you might say, "Oh, but this is too much work, too much effort." You know how effortless I made it integrate in my lifestyle to have a body that I feel good in. I'm never hungry. I always eat as much as I want. My workouts are super fun. I feel so energized and alive after my workouts. If you still believe that things have to be hard and like it's gonna be horrible and difficult, I'm gonna be here to debunk that. It doesn't has to be. It can be. I've been there too, but it doesn't has to be. Someone is asking, are you German? Yes, I am. I mean, I have Polish roots, but I did grow up in Germany. Yes, I live in Germany. But my clients are all over the world. US, Canada, whole Europe, Asia, Africa, South America, everywhere. So we are all connected. Okay, so make sure you are a match to what you want. You know, and if you want this kind of clothes, which are super tight, super revealing, super sexy, be a match for that. And same is in dating. If you want a man who has a six pack, who works out, you gotta be working out, okay? If you want a man, it's just nature. I mean, eventually when he is in like some kind of deficit of something, maybe emotionally he gets something from you, or maybe even money, okay, then he will kind of oversee that you're not a match when it comes to fitness to him. But generally, if the man isn't in lack of something, is healthy, he's not gonna go for you. Okay. Also, as I mentioned, if you want a masculine man, you've got to learn how to bring yourself from masculine work energy into feminine grace, into feminine magnetism. The free masterclass, Become the One, will show you a lot already. There's so much value in it. Make sure to sign up. But also my course, Get Ready for a Date with a Millionaire, is showing you a routine how you can switch from the work mode into date mode where you become magnetic. So all my courses, coachings are focused on that, because when you want a masculine man, you have to have the skills that make you irresistible. Same with communication. When you want a healthy relationship, you've got to fix your nervous system. I had to do this too. Thank you so much, everybody, for your beautiful compliments. When you want a healthy relationship, you've got to fix your nervous system, and you've got to really, really go deep into your own insecurities, and all of these things I had to do myself. My nervous system used to be a little bit up and down, back and forth, left and right, and a healthy, stable man felt boring. Consistent, stable man felt boring. I'm gonna be admitting that openly with you. And I really had to train my nervous system to be stable, to be grounded. And healthy relationships, it's just a side effect. Honestly, my ability to be present in the moment, to enjoy life, to be here with you and just enjoy the moment, to not have my head spinning, to not have anxiety, to not be thinking about this and this and this and this. This is the real value of that inner work, where I get to just feel present in the moment, secure, and enjoy my life. Where I grounded, stabilized my nervous system. I also cleaned up everything around me, like the outside mess, you could say, to really make me calm, stable, so that I'm a match for a healthy, stable man. I used to be a match for men who are like up and down, left and forth, back and down. And yeah, it was not very healthy, definitely not sustainable for building a long-term partnership and a family. So nervous system work is so important, and it goes together with emotional mastery, because when you master your emotions, you also master your nervous system. I do have a course for that too. It's called Activate Your Secret Weapon. You get to check that out, and when you reach out to me and we work together, we will also work on that one. And as I mentioned, I speak mostly to women because these are mostly my clients, but same as with men. I see so many men that want an amazing, stable relationship, want amazing, stable woman, but those amazing, stable women either feel boring to them, or they straight on reject those guys. And it goes vice versa for both genders, because you need to be a match to something. You need to be a match to what you want. If you want to wear a certain size of clothes, you have to fit in it. And when I wanted to be a stable, consistent man, I had to myself be stable by myself. I had to be happy inside. I had to be fulfilled inside. I had to have my own ducks in a row, emotionally, physically, so that I'm a match for that, because otherwise, as I mentioned, either they rejected me or I rejected them myself, and it goes vice versa. So thank you so much for being here with me, for still saying hi. Thank you so much for the compliments. I really appreciate that. And I think I wanna add one more point here. The point of not being good enough. So obviously in shopping you just pay for something and you got it, but so many times I see I see also people in dating saying, oh, I'm not good enough for her, for him, for that. Please don't say that. You are good enough. You are worthy. And your worth is never defined by anyone else. And yes, I'm gonna be here telling you, if you want someone sporty, work out. If you want, be the reciprocal. Yeah, it's not like we're gonna be sitting here and saying you're good enough and you can show up on a date like you're homeless, and then a top 1% gentleman in a suit is gonna be like, oh my god, you are in a jogging pants with a sweater on, your hair is greasy, and you haven't showered for 5 days. Can I marry you? That's not gonna happen. You have to show up as a reciprocal. Yeah. I also talk about this in my courses. I talk about it openly in my Get Ready for a Date with a Millionaire. You also, you don't have to do too much, but at least, you shower, wear something that fits your body type, brush your hair. So we're not here delusional, but also let's not go into the other opposite of I'm not worthy, no one's, it's hopeless, I'm not gonna even try. No, you are worthy. You are worthy of everything. And yeah, sometimes you might be like, you know what? Um, I don't need to have all of these things. And I don't feel like leveling up myself. That's fine too. We get to figure that out together. But in my experience, the clients that come to me, that work with me, that watch my content, they would do that anyways. Why wouldn't you level up for yourself? Why wouldn't you feel peaceful? Why wouldn't you want to have a stable nervous system? Why wouldn't you want to look into the mirror and be like, damn, who is that? You know? Like, why wouldn't you want to have a bank account that feels abundant? So, a lot of my clients who come to me, they want that anyways, yes. So, yes, you become a match for a top 1% person, but what about you? You yourself are going to have a better life. So you are worthy. You are worthy. Start walking on your path, and I promise you, the right person comes along. Yeah, it's an effortless process. All right, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please send it to anybody that you feel like might be benefiting from that, maybe you're struggling in dating right now, and give it a thumbs up, subscribe, say hi in the comments, and also sign up for a free love audit call. The link is going to be in the description box. Bye.